Night. A black sky over Egypt. A single disk burns through the darkness. No face, no arms, only a blinding circle of light. There's no crowd to cheer, no priest to chant. Only wind over limestone and a name once carved into every stone, now hammered out, pulverized into dust. They tried to erase him, but the desert remembers. Akhenaten, the pharaoh who vanished and took a whole city with him. They call it Amarna today, a ribbon of ruins along the Nile. Once, it was a city birthed in a fever dream. Akhenaten, horizon of the Aten. He stood on a rocky ledge with a chisel in hand and swore an oath to the sun itself. No temples with secret rooms. No gods with animal heads. Only Aten, the sun's brutal, honest light. Exposed and absolute. Who does that in Egypt? Who tells Amun to step aside? Who dares to bleach 1,000 years of gods in 1 decade? Akhenaten did. He wasn't born Akhenaten. He was Amenhotep IV, son of Amenhotep III, heir to a golden empire where the Nile ran fat and the empire's borders stretched like taut bowstrings. He could have coasted on tradition. Instead, he detonated it. In the early years, the court shrugged. Pharaohs dabble. Pharaohs pivot. But this was no dabble. Statues of Amun were defaced. The word Amun itself disappeared from inscriptions like a hunted animal. Offerings were redirected. Priests were sidelined. And then came the order that felt like a surgical cut through the nation's spine. We move. The life of Egypt, ripped from Thebes and marched into the middle of nowhere. A brand new capital consecrated by boundary stelae hammered into the cliffs. Every stroke of the chisel a prophecy. This is Aten's horizon. This is the world remade. Stoneworkers squinting. Royal barges docking. Caravans kicking up chalky dust. The city ignites. Avenues, sun courts, open-air sanctuaries with no roofs. Because Aten must see you, and you must see Aten. Akhenaten walks among them, tall, narrow-shouldered, belly soft, lips full, skull elongated, eyes distant. Egypt's art follows his body into strangeness. Gone are the square-chested, invincible pharaohs of old. Now we see a man with sloping hips, tender, vulnerable, human. He kisses his daughters in public. He leans into Nefertiti, the queen whose beauty could charm the sun itself. The royal family eats, laughs, mourns, under Aten's rays which end in tiny hands offering ankhs to their nostrils. Meanwhile, beyond the purity of the sun courts, letters pile up. Clay tablets from vassal kings, panic baked into them. Your Majesty, send archers. Your Majesty, our enemies advance. Your Majesty, where are you? War doesn't bow to new theology. Borders leak, allies defect, and Egypt's fist loosens, while its pharaoh stares into the sky for meaning. Inside the palace, another storm whispers through the painted halls. A plague in the land? Servants vanish, daughters cough. Some scenes show funerary ribbons, little girls no longer on their mother's lap. Nefertiti, present, then less present. Another name flickers at court, Smenkhare. A co-ruler, a shadow king, a brief ghostly flame? The walls don't say. The walls have been broken. One day, the sun rose over Akhenaten like always. By nightfall, a crack had opened in history. Akhenaten was gone. Some say he died in his city, buried in a tomb cut into the eastern cliffs. Some say he was poisoned, his god too hot for mortal politics. Some whisper he fell to the same plague that emptied cradles and silenced courtyards. And some, of course, say he never died at all, that a king so arrogant he challenged the gods could only slip sideways into legend. What we know, a purge began. Chisels rang out like war drums. Amun's priests climbed back onto their thrones, their faces hard with triumph. The name Akhenaten was hacked out, cartouches obliterated, statues smashed, scenes recarved, his city, his hymn, his face blotted. And yet, a child remained. Tutankhaten, the boy of Aten, shuffled back to the old gods and renamed Tutankhamun. A message to the nation: the sun hands are gone. The old gods have returned. Sleep, Egypt. The nightmare is over. Akhenaten's erasure had failed in the most Egyptian way, through the stubborn immortality of things. Why did he do it? Maybe he was a visionary, sick of old masks, hungry for a god you can't bribe with darkness. Maybe he was a fanatic, so sure of the light that he forgot shadows are where human beings rest. When he vanished, Egypt closed the book, wrote heretic, and shelved him for 3,000 years. But stories, like seeds, explode when rain comes. Was Akhenaten a sinner against his civilization, or a civilization's most painful dream? When the sun sinks behind Cairo's glow and the desert cools, imagine a city that lasted one life, a god that needed no temple, and the king who gambled everything on the truth of light. They erased his name. The desert did not. Akhenaten remains,